Galveston. Are we starting now? Is that what you're telling me?
We're starting. We're ready to start. We should talk to the audience at home. I forget this. Okay, this is the Wild Rose Moon Performing Arts Center, everyone, for those of you who don't know, and for those of you out there. And this is our 55th radio show today, and we have a concert tonight with Rashad Eggleston, and we're very lucky to have him here today with us. And you've already learned how to applaud, and you've shown us how you can whoop and holler, so we're ready to get this thing going. In every life, some rain must fall, and you'll get wet as your sorrow calls. Oh, the sun will rise on a brand new morn. You'll be warm and dry and freshly born.
With support from Judith Roberts and in the memory of our good friend Tom Kapazinskis, and with additional support from Marshall County Community Foundation, the Indiana Arts Commission, Visit Marshall County, and E. Lee Marshall. From historic downtown Plymouth, Indiana, where the Lincoln Highway and Michigan Road cross the banks of the beautiful Yellow River, it's the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Wow.
Tonight's show features the mercurial, magical, and musical talents of the Clown Prince of Cello, Rushad Eggleston. In addition to an accomplished instrumentalist, Rashad is a well-known composer, jazz vocalist, and spirited performance artist. In 2002, he was nominated for a Grammy Award for his release of his album, Fiddler's Four, which featured the alternative folk bluegrass group he helped to form, Crooked Still. A graduate of the renowned Berklee School of Music, Rashad studied with the esteemed cellist Eugene Friesen and graduated in 2003. He has recorded 11 albums, toured extensively with Daryl Anger's Republic of Strings, and courts a large YouTube following for his playful and spirited videos. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome from the land of Sneth, the cello goblin himself, Rashad Eggleston. Also on hand with us tonight is our lightning-fast cross-picker and longtime music producer, John Bahler. John will be performing one of his originals, a love song to serenade all of our lovely guests and listeners. And now, recorded live from the Wild Rose Moon Performing Arts Center in historic downtown Plymouth, Indiana, where the Art Deco Reese Theater is soon to enjoy its second lifetime of excitement and inspiration for the benefit of the local and regional community, here is the radical rascal of all things lunar, or lunatic, your radio hour host, George Schricker!
The river goes round, around the bend. Oh, the river goes round, round, round till the very end. And when it stops, woo, it starts again. It won't be long till the river goes round. It won't be long till the river goes round and round and round, my friend. Well, thank you so much for joining us at the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour episode number 55 today. We're very excited to be doing that, and we're here with Jacob Marino. And Jacob, I just wondered if you have been talking with Rosie lately?
I have been talking to Rosie a little bit. Apparently, she's got something special for us in her hand right now.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she does.
A message, another message.
Oh, yes, it is.
Beautiful Rosie. Rosie with the dreadlocks and beautiful hair and blue-green eyes and
wonderful sense of style.
Yes, and beautiful lips, very beautiful lips. I've never interacted with those lips. I want you to know.
Neither have I.
But beautiful lips, and she sits on top of your booth.
Oh yeah, quite the throne.
Yeah, you have quite the throne, and she has a message for us today.
Indeed, indeed.
Oh, here it is. It's a quote from John Cage. Okay. I can't understand why people are frightened of new ideas. I'm frightened of old ones. By John Cage. And there's another quote here from the poet Edward Dorn. He says, "We need help," the poet reckoned, and we're lucky today to have lots of help with us. We got John Bahler. John, how are you?
Howdy, I'm doing great. How are you, George?
How are you doing? Hey, have you had a chance to meet Rosie yet? She just came recently to the Moon to grace us with her presence.
You know, George, she's way on the other end of the studio from me.
Yeah?
I'm actually pretty nearsighted.
Oh,
So when I first got my driver's license, they said you need to wear glasses, and I said I don't have glasses, and they said, well, then you need to have all your mirrors on your car, which I didn't think that made up for not being able to see what's in front of you.
No,
but that's what they said.
Well, so you haven't seen her lovely pink and green.
So I saw somebody sitting over there, and I can see these like green, I don't know, like elf legs. The kind of leggings she's got on and the flowers in her hair.
Yes.
And I couldn't tell for sure, but I thought she was kind of cute.
And I think she is rather elfin in honor of our special guest with us today, and that's Rashad Eggleston. And so wonderful to have you here. It's not often we get to have someone on our stage that is a legend in their own time. And so I want to know where you just recently came from.
I was in Cincinnati last night.
Cincinnati.
Yeah. And I had driven up from Asheville.
Asheville?
So I had a show in Cincinnati, and I drove down to Asheville to play at a freaky hippie yoga sanctuary. You know, because they're all freaky hippies down there.
Yeah. And do you do yoga yourself?
Oh, when I'm playing, I'll get in the plow position and stuff.
Yeah.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe later. Because they think you won't be able to hear it.
Now,
Muffled groans.
now you went to Carmel High School, right, in California?
Yes, but I didn't graduate.
Oh, okay.
Because I exited early. I took a test, the CHSPE, California High School Proficiency Examination, which my parents found for me upon me writing them a letter stating my intention to practice all day and that homework was getting in the way.
Ah, so you were very dedicated.
Yeah, well, it was easy. It was an easy choice because it was like deal with life and all the normal stuff that everyone has to deal with, or just focus on music and get a free ride pretty much through everything.
And you went on to Berkeley, and they gave you a ride?
They gave me a scholarship, yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
It was like a formula, you know. It's like bury yourself as deep as you can in the art hole, which isn't just a hole, it's a whole portal. But you just get lost in there, and then Earth will figure itself out based on the magnetics of that. It's like physics.
Yeah, no, that's a very good description. A portal.
Yeah.
I think of art as that's a good way to think of it. It's definitely like having also an instructor at your side.
The portal being the instructor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sort of like, like it's your muse that's sort of teaching you.
Mm-hmm. Or the abyss.
The abyss, right. The emptiness.
I changed the word abyss lately because I was dissing it in a show. I was dissing the void.
Dissing the void?
Yeah,
that
and then we won't be able to say it on the radio what I changed abyss to. Oh. But it's very close to abyss.
Okay.
And it rhymes with ditch.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like using my imagination even better.
Yeah,
so
that's totally.
That's what's wonderful. You can just vamp on that.
Right, I called it the ablinage.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
So, what drew you? What was the thing that drew you magnetically, if you will, to the void, the abyss, the portal of the cello? How did you very first? I mean, did you come out? You said you started early. Was that like right out of the womb?
3 years post-womble did I start fiddling.
Okay.
They put me on the violin. My mom did.
Oh, on the violin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
put me on the violin.
And was there any special method you entered into
The Suzuki method.
Oh.
I mean, a lot of people that I know that are, have really good ears
Yes.
out there started on Suzuki method because it's some method of ear training. I don't know exactly what goes on, but
Right.
they play those little. I still remember those. Little
that's great.
cute little song. You learn all these cute little songs and whatever. I was pretty much blacked out at that point. I didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't know that music was any different than school. I don't think it was just a thing I had to do.
That's right.
And then so my mom, there was like this cool older kid that I looked up to apparently that played the cello, and she's like, "Why don't we switch to the cello? You can be like that guy." And I was like, "Sure."
Wow. Well, and the cello is kind of sexy too. I mean, it's got really nice curves.
For sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that when I was 8, I'm not sure if I was really checking out stuff like that at that point. But, I just...
One never knows.
One never knows,
Oh, right.
yeah. Probably subconsciously, you
Yeah.
know. But it wasn't that I was fascinated with it or anything. It's just that I had to do that. It wasn't actually until I was 12 and then I picked up the guitar and made my own rules. And then I wasn't in classical music world studying. Then it was just pure exploration on the guitar. That's how I got into music. And then eventually I went back to the cello and...
Okay. So was your life was surrounded with learning pieces? Were you learning pieces, or were you listening to others? How what kind of relationship did you had to the learning process when you were young like that at 8?
You mean before I discovered the guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working on pieces, going to private lessons, playing in orchestra, going to music camp, harmony theory, all this stuff.
Wow. Okay. Well, can you apply some of that for us right now?
The stuff that used to happen?
I don't really care.
I mean,
it could be whatever happens.
I mean, you could do a basic harmony exercise and go.
Wow. Yeah. That gets me all worked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like music is so vibrational.
Music is a what?
So vibrational.
It is very vibrational. Yeah, I like vibrations. They said, when I found out the other day, this kid in Pittsburgh told me that that humans have this one flicker rate of time where we experience time in this one frequency, and then when the aliens come and abduct us, they can sneak in between those and just zap us real quick, and then so we are left with this hazy memory. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow, they're like stealing our memory from us?
They just go in between our rate of understanding. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I was glad to know that.
Yeah, well, it's a useful thing. I wish I could partake more in visualizing and seeing them.
Yeah, I think that's why it's important to play really fast.
Oh, so they can't sneak in?
Yeah, it's kind of like a force field. It creates a force field around humanity, and then also invites them into more jamming and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right. So do you want to jam some more?
I could jam some more, yeah.
And I'll let you have the stage without me interrupting.
It won't be the same without you.
I feel exactly the same way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, here's what I do when I do what I do. I go like this, you know, and then you get over here, and I'm all like...
I'll stag around, hands bound.
Cello solo. That's a move called the end is the beginning. You know what I mean? You're like I like to extract the music of creeping lizards. If you look and you have your other dimensional goggles around, you can see all the serpents and lizards and reptiles on the ground turning into politicians and stuff. And the whole point of music is to teach them that it is more fun to eat music than human fear and adrenochrome and all that stuff. And then you can easily from there just go into you take a riff and then you it's called feathering. You feather it up so it goes brrr, whereas once it went you go brrr. It's like if you had a cat and you did the same thing with the cat, it would be all meow, meow, meow. You know what I mean? excitement builds as you wait in anticipation to kazoo to come in. You don't know what it's going to play. You think it in your mind. What's it going to do?
Wow. Your kinesthetic body and the cello are one, and that's an amazing experience. It's very animalistic too, and it's a great experience. It's like seeing new consciousness being born.
Wow. What a review. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really quite a lovely thing, and I think it really it reminds me of my days of old, even that back in the trail end of the beatnik period, in which there was a lot of experimentation going on between words and music and various kinds of things, and this seems to be a natural progression of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for sure inspired by beatniks and the like.
Yeah.
And everything that they did. And also, maybe the beatniks were tapping into something archetypal and
yes,
humanness that just wants to kind of get lost in the trance of it all and get wild, you know what I mean? Turn into whatever animals might be lurking in the psyche, and then
right.
use whatever their medium is to express that, be it the typewriter or the flute.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
obviously jazz sax went pretty deep.
Right. Right.
And then, yeah, for me, it's the cello and the kazoo and my vocals. And it's been a really fun journey as a vocalist because, my life was, really good and everything was easy when I was an instrumental musician and everyone gave me props, And then as soon as I started singing, because I have my own agenda, I'm like, oh, I'm a singer, too. And my friend went through this too. We were I have a lot of friends too. They're really good instrumental musicians, and they started singing and having something to say. And then suddenly it was harder to get gigs. People want to hear.
Oh yeah.
People want to hear the singers that are a good singer. You know what I mean? There's some people who are born with a golden voice. They just open their mouth and everyone melts, and they give them tons of money, and they're gonna be famous and successful the rest of their life. No probs. But for me, I have found it very much more fun to use the different tonalities available to the human voice.
Well, we're going to hear more of those tonalities soon. But we have to take a little break.
Ooh.
And coming up next, we have a dear friend of Wild Rose Moon from right here in Yellow River Land. Our own friend and producer, John Bahler, is going to be sharing a song with us. And we're going to have our game show, which we're really excited about. Matt Scutchfield is going to be performing that, so we're really excited now. Jacob.
Judith Robert, and in memory of our dear friend Tom Kapazinskis, and from the generosity of the Marshall County Community Foundation, the Indiana Arts Commission, Gibson Foundation, and E. Lee Marshall, you're listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Well, welcome back to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. We're here with our very own music producer, John Bahler. And John, you've been writing some songs, and but is this a brand?
My goodness, I wish I'd been writing songs.
Oh yeah, but you've been teaching. That's exciting. I bet you get a lot of song ideas from teaching.
I tell you, I was playing music before I started teaching. Well, I mean, that's not the whole timeline of my life, but
no.
Before my recent teaching experience.
Yeah.
And I feel like playing music was actually more exciting.
It was.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. And you have a song to share with us today. What is this song about exactly?
Well, I play this song for my wife, and she says, I really like that song, and I don't know what it's about. And she's like very rational, you know, like she likes to have things figured out and know what's going on.
Right.
So it's unusual for her to not understand something and like it, but I guess I managed that with this one here.
Oh well, good. I'm excited.
Okay.
Okay. This is sort of a. Am I wrong? I've heard this before. Is this sort of a love song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a love song or like a theology song or something. It's
okay.
One of those two.
All right. Well, let her rip.
A lonely man chasing after Venus. Don't tell my tale, 'cause no one would believe us. But I have seen her dancing, clueless to her nakedness. She was free and laughing, but who am I to look upon this? I am a man ashamed, and yet the music played, and I awoke to find, much to my surprise, she'd been a maid. Such silly dreams catch us for a moment. What crazy thoughts, that a man should love a woman, that she should be his princess, even when she's pitiful. He'll think she's a goddess, he'll believe she's beautiful now. So is this fairy tale a work of honest art, or is a humble girl not enough to satisfy a heart? What do you seek? What do you desire? A heart that's deep, burning like a fire. Then open up your eyes, friend. Tune your heart to what is true. Here is your surprise, friend. Heaven's everywhere around you. Forget your goddesses, forget your movie stars. Sacrifice your aimless love, give it to a girl of humble heart. A lonely man chasing after Venus. Don't tell my tale, 'cause no one would believe us. But I have found her. Heaven's everywhere around you. Go and find her. Tune your heart to what is true.
John Bahler!
Thank you.
John Bahler!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from our hometown to yours, the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour presents our very own audience participation quiz show, Shoot the Moon!
It don't matter to me how smart you are. Maybe you're a big buffoon. You don't need to be quick on the draw. All you gotta do is shoot the moon. Shoot the moon. Shoot the moon.
The original colonist of little-used words and an often chuffy, twistical, and gut-foundered fellow over ball jollification, Matt Scutchfield.
Well, thank you, Jacob, for that wonderful jollified introduction. I have two contestants here, but before I introduce them, would you mind reading the rules of this woefully contrived yet mentally challenging extravaganza?
No prob, Bob. Prior to the show, audience members indicate their willingness to participate in Shoot the Moon by supplying an answer to this inane survey question. Are you now, or have you ever, been a student of behavioral psychology? No. And with that question answered in a demonstrably random manner with any number of attendant variables, distinguishing the method a person might freely choose, or so they may deceptively think, in the affirmative, and so, concomitantly, be needlessly subjected to this further interrogation. Are you ready, willing, and able to gently access your remarkable yet environmentally predetermined being in an often silly and self-deprecating manner in the futile attempt to answer a series of capricious and often ill-conceived questions?
Yes.
She is.
And from a collection of audience members who have learned to activate a button with their tongue to request a serving of strawberry-flavored baba ganoush and a series of stimulating belly rubs, exactly 2 contestants are selected to play Shoot the Moon. So now, let's play Shoot the Moon!
Well, thank you for that lovely explanation of just exactly what it takes to be selected for this special honor. We have, I don't know if this has ever happened on Shoot the Moon before, but we have a husband and wife showdown today. We have with us Jerry Mitchell. Jerry, what do you do? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from here originally. Right. I grew up just about 3 miles from where your grandpa had his general store.
That's true. That's true. And Susan, welcome. Are you also from here?
No.
Okay, tell us where you're from and what you used to do.
Chicago.
Oh, nice. My favorite.
Just had a great time there and ate good food and
Pizza?
just happened to come these parts and met him.
There we go.
Had to stay.
All right, well, we have 4 categories here up on this employees-only board. Drammy Slammy, Brattleboro Draw, Curdling Benjamin, and Ringing Carmel's Bell. So, Susan, which one would you like to start?
Grammy Slammy, please, Matt.
Okay.
That's about being a grandma, right? Because I'm a grandma.
It's a different Grammy. This time it's about the Grammy Awards.
Music.
Yeah. In 2002, Rashad was part of a group that was nominated for a Grammy Award. Which group was it? Is it A, Tornado Rider, consisting of Rushad plus Scott Mankey on drums and Graham Terry on bass? B, the iconic progressive bluegrass band Crooked Still, which included Rashad along with Dr. Gregory List, Efi O'Donovan, and Brittany Haas? Or C, Fiddlers 4, an ensemble consisting of Bruce Molsky, Daryl Anger, Michael Doucet, and Rushad?
I would say, is that A, B, or C? B.
B, the Crooked Still.
Rats.
The correct answer to that would be Fiddlers 4.
Of course, of course.
Okay.
That was too easy. That really seemed like the answer, so I didn't want to give that one.
All right, Jerry, now we have 3 more
I
categories.
want to do that ringing the bell.
Okay. All right, Rushad graduated from Carmel High School in Carmel, California, and played the cello as a member of the Youth Music Monterey. The high school is interesting because its mascot is A, A robot named Robo, after the school's robotic team that has won numerous awards, including the Motorola Quality Award in 2008, Xerox Creativity Award in 2012, and the Rockwell Automation Innovation Award in 2013? Or is it B, a padre, which pays homage to the peninsula's history with Spanish missionaries, specifically Father Serra, with the Carmel Mission located just over a mile from campus? Or C, a giant tennis shoe named because of a rivalry that started with Pacific Grove High School, in which during a game, a shoe was thrown across the floor at the opposing team's mascot, a blue purpose.
I like that last one, but I think it's B.
B, you are correct. It is B. All right, Jacob, we're halfway through. How's the score looking so far?
Well, so far we got Jerry with 1 point and Susan with 0.
All right, well, Susan, you can take the game now, maybe. What's the next category?
That Benjamin.
All right.
You better know.
Okay, this question states, Rashad is a great fan of tofu, singing its praises on occasion. Is that true? Yes. Okay, good. Tofu is a Japanese word borrowed from Mandarin Chinese word dofu, meaning bean curd or bean ferment. The earliest documentation of the word in English is tofu in a 1770 letter from the English merchant James Font to Benjamin Franklin. The first tofu company in the United States was established in 1878. Tofu is consumed in many different forms throughout the world, and it is used in some common Chinese rituals. In China, tofu is traditionally used as a food offering when visiting the graves of deceased relatives because, is it A, that the fermenting process has the restorative power needed to bring these spirits back to life, B, it is claimed that the spirits or ghosts have long lost their chins and jaws so that only tofu is soft enough for them to eat, or C, the small curds that form during the making of tofu relate to the dissolution of the human body into the spirit world, and the concurrent pressing of the curds into block form represent the rebirth process.
B.
B, you are correct.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Jerry, this could make the game here.
That's it,
The
I'll
last
try it.
category.
Now I can finally see.
Okay, Brattleboro Draw. Iconic New England folk band Low Lily, based in Brattleboro, Vermont, performed a wonderful set right here at Wild Rose Moon in the fall of 2021. Were you there for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So this might be an easy question for you. During that wonderful performance, they played a song written by Rashad. What was the name of that song? Is it A, The Grumblin' Obi-Wan, B, Magic Potato Carpet, or C, Mandolin Truck Bed Fantasy?
I just listened to that today. I'm going to go with B.
B, Magic Potato Carpet. It would be
A, the Grumblin' Obi-Wan.
Okay. Yeah. I just listened to that today.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
He's a fibber.
No, really. When we were laying carpet, we listened to Low Lily.
All right, so Jacob, what's our final score today?
Well, it appears we have a tie, Matt.
Uh-huh. Well, what do we do with the tie?
Well, as a matter of fact, win or lose, everyone gets lucky on Shoot the Moon. Both Jerry and Susan have won a sticker, a big Wild Rose Moon sticker suitable for applying to one's yardarm, gangplank, or treasure box. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, congratulations to our wonderful winners.
Well, up next, we'll have some more Rashad Eggleston and some of his wondrous philosophy and music, all in one package, one spectacular package. And Jacob?
With support from Judith Robert, and in memory of our dear friend Tom Kapazinskis, E. Lee Marshall, and from the generosity of the Marshall County Community Foundation, the Indiana Arts Commission, and Marshall County Tourism, you're listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Well, welcome back to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. We're here with Rashad Eggleston, and boy, I've been having a great time, and you seem to be having a great time too. I wanted to ask, they referred to, in the last section, they referred to your love of tofu.
Oh, yeah.
And some tofu pieces that's kind of weird, isn't it? There are pieces
of tofu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a song called "I Love Tofu" where I put a fork on my bow, and during the song I was like, tofu, 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 spear the tofu, bring it back, tofu, tofu, pluck it, eat it, keep going.
Yeah.
I love tofu, I love tofu. It's like, but
That's
you
great.
know what happened is it got me like tons of new vegan followers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And even like PETA, the animal rights group, liked it and shared it and whatever. And so after that, I was like, okay, I'm now a spokesperson for veganism, and so never going back to non-vegan.
Right. Well, that's.
So I urge all the listeners out there to take a look.
Yeah.
It's easier than ever to be vegan and delicious, and will solve all your health problems.
I think tofu gets a bad rap here in the Midwest.
Oh, it does, huh? They don't know what to do with it. Yeah.
I know I don't think they know how to really cook it correctly.
Here's what you do: tofu scramble. You fry up an onion real quick. Wait for the onion to get soft. Throw in some mushrooms, some kale, some asparagus, peppers maybe, and then take the tofu out of the firm tofu of the package. Put it on a paper towel for a second. Flip it over. That gets enough water out of it, and then you cube it up and then throw it in there and put a bunch of turmeric and especially nutritional yeast upon it. Mounds of it on there. Yeah. And then you mix that all up, put whatever spices you feel like, and then, add some more nutritional yeast, and then you got a delicious breakfast. I just told you. Tofu scramble. Recipe.
Right. I have done that recipe myself.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
I quite
you
love.
can vouch for it.
I quite love it. Yeah. I think tofu is miraculous because it can take on all kinds of flavors.
Yeah, for sure. And it's even good in. They make vegan cheesecake out of silken tofu and pudding out of tofu. It's
pudding.
So good.
Yeah. I was reading that there's some very special desserts in the Orient that are pudding oriented.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Pudding,
yeah.
So jiggly.
Oh, I'm with you. Okay. Yeah. Pudding. So, why don't you do a song?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Chocolate tofu pudding. Yeah. 3 ingredients: chocolate, tofu, and pudding.
So I've been studying birds. Yeah, I'll get out my phone and I'll record a bird and then I'll slow it down 8 times. And what I heard when I slowed down the bird was this. But when we hear it, we hear wow, but it's actually no. They're notes. They're actually very advanced musicians. So I try to just get a little bit of bird style going on, especially on the kazoo. So we got this rhythm going. This rhythm is supposed to represent eternity because it keeps going forever. So do you like your eternity plain or spicy?
Spicy eternity! Everyone get this?
Sometimes you try to get the tongue lined up with it. was I gonna do my bird solo.
That's wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you very much.
I think you leave me tongue-tied. You must know the idea of the holy fool or the court jester or the all those kinds of ideas. I'm not so sure that you don't transcend all that into some new sort of certainly you're your own individual being. One can feel that, but this seems like the future.
Well, thank you for saying that. That's really cool. I like to think of myself as, when people don't get it, I'm like, well, it's from the future.
Yeah. Right.
There's a lot of stuff that was not understood in its time, and it took a while. Not saying that I'm entirely not understood or anything. Also not saying that it is truly going to be recognized as awesome in the future. That's the gamble that you take. When you go out past the conventions of what is considered good or not, then you're taking a chance. Either maybe people will be like, wow, that's awesome, it's futuristic, it's the best thing ever.
Right.
Or you'll just be seen as a lunatic that did a bunch of stuff that was just nothing.
Well, it doesn't feel that way to me anyway.
Well, thank you for your vote of confidence.
Yeah.
I do. I have this vision that I've never got a past life regression or anything, but I think that every time I've died in the last few thousand years, I go to the afterlife and they're like, well, so what did you think now? And the group of angels or whatever that greets you, and they're like, you want to go back as, say, maybe a fireman or a banker or you could be really wealthy and have many lands and everything. And I'm like, Jester, can I be Jester again? One more time? One more time. And I just come back and I'm like, yeah, I think that's as good as it gets, There's other things that do other stuff, but yeah, I would rather do that, Jester.
And I think it's really a wonderful thing to be doing, especially in a time that seems so insane.
Yeah.
In a way, it flies in the face of all our rationality.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I think on those lines sometimes. There's a saying, what does it say? When the going gets weird, the weird get weirder.
Yeah, that's great.
Life gets pretty weird these days, and there seems to be also a tendency in music going on these days, which is almost like soothing, because it's almost like the world is all going to hell and everything's going crazy, and so people want to hear very soothing, cooling music. So everyone's all like, all right, and they mic inside their throat, and they're just like, and everyone's like, soothe me, mama birdie bird. And so, but I'm just like, dude, psycho, and you have to get it out somehow. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm yelling. It feels better. It resonates when you hear it.
Yeah. Well put. Well, give us one more before we have to close here today.
Okay. Let me do a brief guitar solo as an intro to this one.
Okay.
And that will be the way to segue into something, much more palatable for...
Anyway, just in case I don't get to say it, everybody, Rashad Eggleston.
out there on the I-74. Be careful because you're about to hear the Vat Prince of Jig. And then I'll play my guitar solo. I'll go to my cello. See, that's the end of that. Whereupon the walrus is coming forth. You know, mostly if people want to be random and like try to like sound like they're saying random stuff, you watch. They'll always say walrus or like spatula. So random. Here we go. Okay, so this is my last number now.
That was all I ever wanted. It was all I ever licked when I licked it. Last night I ate a whole lemon and chewed up the rind. I almost barfed. I almost barfed. I almost barfed. Just wanna stay right here and live for a while. Over and over again. Fluffy. So, what? No, sorry, what? I like climbing on top of historical monuments. Recently in San Diego, I climbed up a wooden flagpole with my cello. I stood on the platform on the top, 50 feet up, and when I climbed down, after screaming for a while, the cops put me in handcuffs. And then they proceeded to give me cruel and unusual punishment as they put me in the cop car all alone with country music playing. I mean, come on, man, they were singing about White Claw.
Rashad Eggleston! Unbelievable, unbelievable, wonderful, wonderful. Absolutely remarkable, just great, great.
With support from Judith Robert, and in the memory of our good friend Tom Kapazinskis, and with additional support from Marshall County Community Foundation, Gibson Insurance, Gibson Foundation, and E. Lee Marshall. You've been listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Thank you, Jacob Marino, our talented music producer, John Bahler, our assistant producer and game show host, Matt Scutchfield. Thanks especially to the multi-talented and playful Sethian Rupert Eggleston for including us on his swing through the Midwest. Thanks to Simon Hurst for doing our mixing today, and thanks to Howard Gibbs, our sign man and stage manager, photographer Matthew Bergmoser, our web producer Jim Yoakum. Thanks to Matthew Scutchfield for his help with the game show questions, and kudos to our sparkling hospitality team, Jennifer Reed, Pam Gunterman, Cindy Davis, Matt Scutchfield, and Martina Sam. And also, thanks especially to my wife, Michelle Schricker, for putting up with, for helping me do the moon and its mission in me. And especially also send our love to our moonlight maker living out in Baltimore, Maryland, Gene Pazdurka. John?
Yes, George.
Are you syntactically aware of the epistemological syllogisms fleur-cased in those flagellants of fire you call your fingertips?
George, that's what I teach in school. So when you think you've lost at life, all pain and heartache fill your soul with strife, just remember, as you're tumbling down,
everybody,
it won't be long till the river goes round. The river goes round, around the bend.
The river goes round, round, round
till the very end. And when it stops, it starts again. It won't be long till the river goes round.
Well, the lightning strikes
and the thunder roars.
Oh, the wind it howls
and it takes its toll
up to your neck
in mud and mud.
Oh,
it won't be long till you come unstuck. The river goes round, round the bend. River goes round, round, round till the very end. And when it stops, it starts again. Won't be long till the river goes round. till the river goes
round
round.
and round and round. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a great job, man. Thanks for working with me. Wow. Do we have some redos? Do we have anything you think we need redone? Think you can cut it? Okay. All right. Well, thank you all very much for coming. My gosh. I really think this is the shot in the arm our radio show really needed. So that's great. Man, that was so much fun. I really enjoyed working with you. Nice work, Jacob. Yeah, it was.